answer to this is going to be really well liked by some and completely disliked by others, and that is okay. What I felt did not prep me for the classroom or was a waste of time. Alright, hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to our channel. My name's Kinsey and I'm one half of the sister duo over here. As you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be sharing some of my student teaching tips. Before we get started, because I have a lot of things I want to do today, I kind of want to show you a gift that I'm treating myself with today, so I'm going to take you along for that little trip. But before we do that, I want to kind of update you on how this whole situation happened. So Madison, roll back the tape. Today, I am gonna be chopping off like 10 inches of my hair and dyeing it blonde. Josh is loading the four-wheeler right now. I get my hair done by my aunt, so we make a whole, you know, family affair of it and go and hang out with them. And why are we riding the four-wheeler at 8:30 in the morning? So that's what we're doing today. We're leaving pretty early so that way we can go eat breakfast in Burlington, which is where my family's from.
What are you doing?
I'm videoing you.
Why are you videoing?
Because you're interrupting my audio.
Oh.
I go get my hair done around lunchtime, and then we're gonna dress up really nice and go to this, you know, nicer restaurant that's super fun. Go see Waylon. He's at his puppy school near where my family lives in Burlington. To be quite honest, I don't even know what my hair is going to look like. I have like kind of an idea of what I want, and I have kind of an idea of what it might look like, but we're both going to be surprised. Alright guys, we are in here. It's so long and we're about to cut it. Alright, this is where we're at in the process. Yes, it's shorter. Yes, I'm getting HBO.
I'm getting HBO.
Also, I'm donating my hair. Glad you're all caught up on the events of this weekend. We're gonna go ahead and get into these questions. I polled you guys on Instagram about anything that you wanted to know regarding student teaching, and trust me, y'all came through just like you did with the other Q&A. Mork Brew asked, will I survive? I mean, we hope. Student teaching is a roller coaster of emotions. Some days you feel like you're on top of the world. Other days you just want to crawl under your desk and cry. But that's what's really exciting about teaching. I like every day being different, but also being the same. And I know that might not make sense to some people, but teaching is that. Like, you have the same schedule every day, you have the same kids every day, but not one day is the same. Kara Minifield said, what actually prepped you for the classroom and what didn't? My answer to this is gonna be really well liked by some and completely disliked by others, and that is okay. What I felt did not prep me for the classroom or was a waste of time were the types of lesson plans that we were creating. Not the lesson plans, because yet again, it does help you cognitively. The lesson plans that we were using are not the lesson plans that most districts in my state use for their BTs. So when you're a new teacher, sometimes you have to submit your lesson plans to your principal. And so that was really difficult because I was used to doing it one way, and then I was forced to do it a completely different way, which seemed to be the norm in most school districts. Also, my teacher prep program, which most teacher prep programs, does not prepare you for classroom management in the slightest. I don't know why they fail to do this. What actually prepped me for the classroom was, I just cannot talk highly enough of her, but my CT, my clinical teacher, let me do things from the very first day. So she really threw me in there and let me take the things that I felt I could take on. I really appreciated her for that. Kara Manningfield also asked, what's the biggest mistake you made going into student teaching? The biggest mistake I made going into student teaching was wasting my time on lessons and activities I never used. It is a waste of time to think that you're gonna have your entire semester planned out, just like with your first year of teaching, and just like now with my first year of digital learning. The other mistake was expecting that I was going to be successful at every single thing, because I am a perfectionist. So Sophia asked, is it paid? It is not paid in any state, and the reason for that is education's not funded the way it should be, and two, most college internships, regardless of the major that you're in, do not pay. Handboard asked advice on how to be confident in a classroom that belongs to somebody else. I love this question. I get this question a lot. I think the way to be confident in somebody else's classroom is knowing that you're welcome there. And I know everybody has a different experience. It's just knowing that you are prepared and you are a pre-professional. You are going into that school potentially looking for a job. You don't want to treat yourself like a student, especially at the high school level. You want to go in there with the mindset that
I am a teacher and they will respect me as a teacher because I will respect them as a human being.
Remind yourself that you are their role model. They are really looking at you compared to the other teachers just because of your age. Maddie asked, how much are you actually involved with teaching lessons? Again, this depends on your CT. Again, CT is clinical teacher. My clinical teacher wanted me to be as comfortable as possible in all of the little things. You can be as involved or as not involved. It just depends on how much reign they want you to have over their class, because again, they are being evaluated on those things. Also, you have to advocate for yourself because that teacher doesn't want to make you feel like you have to do that. Kyla Rose asked, how much creative influence do you have with lesson plans while student teaching? Again, completely up to your CT, but I highly suggest that you advocate for yourself. Mention that you have looked through this research and that it suggests that this would be a really great element to add into the lesson, whatever it is. I did yoga for a discussion one time just because I had research that showed it helped with students who are more introverted. Gianna asked, how can you prepare? So the best way you can prepare, I think, and the way that I did it myself, was watching YouTube videos of other teachers. I also did a lot of observations with teachers I knew from my high school that I teach at now, and then also just reading and getting yourself organized. Gianna also asked, is it as scary as it seems? I remember the very first day that I started doing lessons, quote, by myself. Again, I always had my CT in the room and I also had that other intern in my room. I always felt very comforted in the fact that other people were there to pick me up if I fell or if I misspoke or if I did something I wasn't supposed to be doing. Not in like a negative way, but like if I was just missing part of that content or skill. For me, it wasn't that scary. I do know that my co-intern and I would talk to other student teachers in the school and they felt like they were completely alone because their CT would just go off and let them teach. It really just depends on who you are as a person. Do you want that independence? Do you want that freedom? Or do you want that, you know, hammock and cocoon of comfort? It was not as scary once I really got to know my kids, because it's scary when you walk into a room and you have 34 pairs of eyeballs just staring at you. Now what I'm gonna go do is pick up a little surprise. But let's back out of this driveway and hope that y'all don't fall into the floor. We are going to see each other in a second. Bye. Before y'all drag me, yes, I was wearing my mask in the store. Before I go get some Chipotle, because since my tonsillectomy, I haven't had it. I want to show you what I got. I feel like I've worked it up too much, but before I show you, I want to go ahead and put out some disclaimers. The first one is that this is a huge investment for me. The second thing is, I felt like after having the first year I did have, and knowing what kind of second year I'm gonna have, on top of having saved quite a bit of money just that way I don't have student loans for the rest of my life, I felt like this was a good purchase to make. So with that being said, I got a MacBook Pro. I'm so excited about it. I didn't get like anything super crazy. I got the 13-inch with, it was like the second step of storage, so I think it's like 512. With us being digital and also just being in a school that prioritizes technology, it's a really good investment to make for me. Let's go get some Chipotle and maybe chat a little bit more. I think it's right. It's life-changing if you shake it. So as soon as I get home, I'm not actually gonna open up my laptop, which is, it's gonna test every nerve in my body, because I really need to start working on Canvas because that's what our county's switching to. If I start with my laptop, I'm gonna play with it all day and customize it, and I need to have something that's like pushing me to do this. So that's what I'm doing as soon as I get home. The reason I'm telling you this now is because this video has enough footage as is with like the update from the weekend and me talking to you about student teaching. So I'm not gonna show you like a montage of me just typing on the computer, because why? Oh my god. Before I close out this video that's like half about student teaching, half about like what happened to my hair and how Waylon's doing and all that kind of like updatey situational stuff. Why am I an English teacher? I do want to make sure it's very clear that every student teaching experience is going to be different. You may have a really positive one like I did, and you may have a negative one, but just know that either way, it's a learning experience. Either you learn what you want to do in a classroom or you learn what you don't want to do in a classroom. Because if it's a negative experience, you get out of the way all the things that you hate to see because you've seen how students interact with those negative behaviors. And then on the opposite side, I just want to go ahead and give a shout out to my amazing clinical teacher. I cannot talk highly enough about her. She's the reason that I didn't walk away from teaching my sophomore year, because my scholarship advisor sent me to her when I said that I thought teaching wasn't really for me. She's by far one of the largest reasons that I am the way that I am in the classroom. I know not everybody will have her, but she's really great. But yeah, definitely a big shout out to her, because I wouldn't even be making these videos. I wouldn't even be teaching. I don't know what I would be doing. I'm like the least unlady person when I'm eating. So I'm gonna hop off here. So I'm gonna go finish my Chipotle. I've had a great day with you guys, catching you up on everything and talking to you about student teaching. Again, leave any questions, concerns, comments down below. I love you guys. I'm so appreciative of y'all supporting me and following me and hyping me up when I need it. Make sure, if you're not already, following our Instagram accounts to be doing that, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We have a really fun time over here. But that's it for today. I love you guys. See you next week. Bye. I kind of gone viral twice, so I've kind of gone viral twice.
When?